The heat's on Donald Trump after last night in Cleveland. We had the We Miss America pageant brought to you by a loud, angry, and obnoxious president of the United States. This is how you know it didn't go well for Trump. This morning, he complained he was ganged up on by the moderator for Fox News. There was an audience of about 80 people last night, which is rare for the president. Usually when he appears in front of a crowd that small, it's at his inauguration. But this is the world we live in now. Depending on which cable news channel you watch, it was either the worst thing you ever saw on television or a refreshing breath of fresh air from a president who tells it like it is.
This was the most chaotic presidential debate I've ever seen.
That was the worst presidential debate I have ever seen.
I know everybody, they'll feign outrage. Oh, they've never seen two people argue before. Oh, this is terrible. And I'm like, you know what? Let them go.
A night of chaos, an interruption.
That was crazy. What was that?
Who said anything was solved by just people sitting around a table just pleasantly disagreeing with each other?
What a dark event we have just witnessed.
Painful to watch. This sort of debate shouldn't happen in a democracy.
The president is being the kind of guy who goes into the lion's den and he comes out with a pelt over his shoulder and his tie straight.
A low point in American political discourse.
I think one of the questions we're all asking tonight is, can we really have two more of these debates?
I'd like to see 10 of these debates.
It was a complete disaster.
It was a train wreck.
That was a hot mess.
Trump is an apex predator.
Inside a dumpster fire.
He's the Lion King.
Inside a train wreck.
He's the shark in the ocean, and he acted like it.
That was a show.
You know, there are quite a few TV news people who were like, I've never seen anything like this, which is, I don't know, really? I've been seeing this almost every day for about 4 years now. Maybe the most egregious lie Trump told was when he said Joe Biden played more golf than he does. Phil Mickelson doesn't play more golf than he does. Trump attacked Biden's family. He refused to commit to accepting the results of the election. When asked about victims of the virus, he bragged about the size of his crowds. But none of those moments were his lowest. This was when specifically asked to condemn white supremacy, he wouldn't.
I'm willing to do anything. I want to see peace.
Then do it, sir.
Say it. Do it. Say it. Do you want to call him? What do you want to call them? Give me a name. Give me a
white
name.
Supremacists and
Who would you like me to condemn?
White supremacists and right
Proud Boys. Stand back and stand by. But I'll tell you what. Somebody's got to do something about Antifa and the left.
Yeah, that's what he's worried about. They asked him to denounce the Proud Boys. He gets right into Antifa. Even the president's foxy friends had a problem with this.
Donald Trump blew the biggest layup in the history of debates by saying not condemning white supremacists. I don't know if he didn't hear it, but he's got to clarify that right away. That's like, are you against evil? Why the president didn't just knock that out of the park, I'm not sure.
Well, I think I know why. Trump, by the way, still hasn't come out against white supremacy 24 hours later. They asked him to do it again. He just won't.
You denounced them.
I've always denounced any form of any of that.
Now, the reason he refuses to denounce white supremacists specifically is not what you think. It's just because Donald Trump isn't the kind of person who feels comfortable saying mean things, you know? You know who refuses to condemn white supremacists? White supremacists. Yes, that's right. It's hard to say. Maybe that's why he won't do it. Many Trump supporters are said to be very upset with him. They think he did a bad job last night, but as badly as things went, the president did score a rave review today from a very prominent Republican.
By every measure, we won the debate easily last night. I think he was very weak. He looked weak. He was whining. Yeah, we won the debate by almost every poll that I saw.
That he saw. I wonder who's in charge of picking the polls that he sees. You think they give that job to Ivanka? I bet they do. Trump was so out of bounds last night, the Commission on Presidential Debates, the people who organized these, had to put out a statement saying they'd make changes. They wrote, last night's debate made clear that additional structure should be added to the format of the remaining debates to ensure a more orderly discussion of the issues. I have an idea for the next one. The next debate, they should give the moderator a high-powered garden hose, and then she can use it the way you do when you try to stop dogs from having sex. Joe Biden spent the day today aboard his train, the Build Back Better Express. Meanwhile, Trump is going full steam right now, trying to build that wall he promised. He wants to get it done before the election. He's like a high school kid who just realized his senior project is due. I mean, but at this point, I mean, does anybody think we need a border wall? I mean, seriously, are we really convinced people are still coming here for a better life? I'm not. Maybe the wall is to keep us in. Today is a notable one in television history. Today marks the 60th anniversary of the Flintstones. Did you watch the Flintstones, Guillermo?
Yes, Jimmy, yes.
Who's your favorite character on the Flintstones?
Oh, the big guy. What's his name?
What's his name?
Fred.
Fred
Yes.
Flintstone.
Yes.
Do you know his friend's name?
I don't remember, Jimmy.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, I don't remember.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, on September 30th, 1960, what turned out to be one of the most beloved and long-running shows of all time premiered. And to mark this milestone, we took some of the audio from the debate last night, and we mashed it up with scenes from the Flintstones cartoon. And this is what happens when Fred and Barney meet Donald and Joe.
People out there need help.
But why didn't you do it over the last 25 years? You were a senator. And
You're
by
the
way,
worst
you were a
president
vice-
America has ever had.
Hey,
Come
Joe,
on.
Mr. President, why don't you observe what your campaign agreed to as a ground rule, okay?
The
You're a
question
Supreme Court
is,
Justice,
the
radical
question-
left.
Will you
Who
shut
is your-
up, man?
Listen,
Gentlemen.
don't ever use the word smart with me. There's nothing smart about you, Joe.
All right. We have a quality show for you tonight. We have music from My Morning Jacket. Lamorne Morris is here, and we'll be right back with Julie Bowen. Hi, I'm Jimmy Kimmel. An evil wizard has trapped me inside this YouTube video. Click subscribe to help me escape.